The four biggest things Star Trek fans want in 2025. Since its first voyage in 1966, Star Trek has thrived on the promise of a bold, optimistic future. Across nearly 60 years, the franchise has reinvented itself through television, film, animation, and streaming. And as 2025 begins, fans aren't just watching passively, they're actively shaping the conversation about where Star Trek goes next. Between Paramount's shifting streaming strategy, the rise of new series, and the looming anniversaries of some of Trek's greatest hits, expectations have never been higher. But what exactly do fans want most this year? Social media debates, convention chatter, and fan campaigns reveal a common theme. Trek followers crave balance between honoring the past and boldly venturing forward. From big screen returns to character-driven storytelling, here are the four biggest things Star Trek fans want in 2025. 1. A Star Trek movie that actually makes it to theaters. For nearly a decade, the future of Trek on the big screen has been a source of constant speculation, frustration, and cautious optimism. Since 2016's Star Trek Beyond, the franchise has lived exclusively on television and streaming, flourishing in long-form storytelling but absent from cinemas. Several proposed projects have fallen through. Quentin Tarantino's R-rated concept, Noah Hawley's planned reboot, a mysterious Star Trek IV with Chris Pine and the Kelvin crew, and now Michelle Yeoh's long-awaited Section 31 movie currently set for Paramount+. Fans are growing restless. Trek has always felt larger than life when projected in theaters, from the operatic spectacle of the Wrath of Khan to the emotional resonance of First Contact. The cinematic format gives the franchise scale, drama, and cultural weight. 2025 may be the year Paramount finally delivers, whether through the long-discussed Kelvin timeline sequel, a wholly new story, or an event film tied to current shows. The excitement around Section 31 proves fans are eager for bold directions, but many also want a classic Trek adventure that brings audiences together in theaters. It doesn't have to be a billion-dollar Marvel-style blockbuster. It just needs to feel essential, character-driven, and worth the wait. What fans are saying. Give us closure for Pine's Kirk crew before it's too late. A movie that embraces the optimism of Trek, not just explosions, would be refreshing. If Star Trek can't get back to theaters in 2025, will it ever? 2. A clear roadmap for the next era of Star Trek TV. The streaming boom of the late 2010s brought Star Trek back in force, with Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Strange New Worlds delivering diverse flavors of the franchise. For the first time in decades, fans had multiple Trek series running at once. But with Paramount restructuring its streaming strategy, the landscape looks uncertain in 2025. Discovery has ended, Picard wrapped with Season 3, and Lower Decks and Prodigy face questions about longevity. That leaves Strange New Worlds as the current flagship, but even it can't carry the future alone. Fans want clarity. Is Paramount building toward a new shared Trekverse that connects shows more directly? Will legacy characters like Seven of Nine or Worf get spin-offs? And what about animated projects, which have proven to be surprising fan favorites? More importantly, fans want Star Trek to continue taking risks. Strange New Worlds succeeded because it embraced episodic storytelling with modern polish. Prodigy built a passionate following by blending kid-friendly accessibility with deep Trek lore. Instead of chasing trends or relying only on nostalgia, the roadmap should balance familiar faces with fresh ideas. What fans are hoping for in 2025? Confirmation of Starfleet Academy, rumored for years, and details on how it expands Trek's universe. New shows set in unexplored eras, like the 25th century post-Picard or even a future beyond Discovery. Continuation of animated Trek, especially Lower Decks' irreverent humor. A transparent release strategy so fans aren't left guessing which projects survive restructuring. In short, fans want to feel confident that Trek has a thriving future on television, not just a patchwork of one-offs. 3. More character-driven storytelling instead of endless spectacle. One of the biggest criticisms leveled at modern Star Trek, especially in the early seasons of Discovery and the Kelvin films, is its tendency to prioritize spectacle over substance. While fans love a well-executed space battle or cinematic visual, what keeps Trek alive isn't phaser blasts, it's people. Trek thrives when characters wrestle with philosophical dilemmas, moral gray areas, and the timeless human questions of identity, loyalty, and progress. That's why Picard Season 3 was so beloved. It wasn't just fan service. It was an emotionally satisfying story about aging, legacy, and reconciliation. That's why Strange New Worlds works so well. It delivers pulpy sci-fi adventures but grounds them in deeply human character arcs. In 2025, fans are vocal about wanting more of that balance. They don't want Star Trek to compete with Star Wars in terms of action. They want it to compete with prestige television in terms of depth. Imagine a new show that spends as much time on quiet character moments as it does on cosmic stakes. Examples of what fans are asking for. More exploration of Captain Pike's fate and inner conflict in Strange New Worlds. Richer arcs for underused characters like Uhura, Ortegas, or Raffi. New captains and crews who embody Trek's ideals but also face modern challenges. Episodic stories that allow different characters to shine instead of relying on galaxy-ending crises every season. The biggest lesson modern Trek can learn from its past? The best stories don't require saving the universe, they just need to challenge the crew and reflect something meaningful about us. 4. A celebration of Star Trek's legacy that feels earned, not forced. 2025 isn't just another year, it's a major milestone for Star Trek. We're approaching anniversaries of beloved series. Voyager turns 30 in 2025, while Enterprise reaches its 25th anniversary in 2026. These moments present a golden opportunity for Paramount to honor Trek's history while keeping it relevant. Fans don't want nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. They want genuine, thoughtful celebrations that respect the past while pushing forward. That means special reunions that feel organic, like the Picard Season 3 TNG comeback. Documentaries and retrospectives that highlight the cultural impact of Trek. Cameos that serve the story, not just a checklist of old favorites. Events and conventions that bring together cast and fans in meaningful ways. One idea gaining traction among fans is a proper Voyager reunion project, whether as a limited series, TV movie, or special. Kate Mulgrew's Kathryn Janeway remains one of Trek's most iconic captains, and her return in animated form on Prodigy has reignited interest. Similarly, Enterprise has developed a cult appreciation, and many fans hope its cast finally gets the closure denied by its abrupt finale. With careful planning, 2025 could be remembered as a year where Star Trek bridged generations, connecting classic fans, newer audiences, and the stars who brought these stories to life. Boldly into 2025, at its best, Star Trek reflects both the anxieties and the aspirations of the present moment. In 2025, fans are looking for more than just flashy visuals or short-term content drops. They want a coherent vision for the franchise's future, one that blends cinema, streaming, and cultural celebration into something lasting. The 4 biggest things fans are asking for: a theatrical return, a clear TV roadmap, deeper character storytelling, and authentic legacy celebrations aren't just wish lists. They're